Hi, I'm Mark Russell, and today I've got an attacking overload session for you. So we're going to look at attacking overloads, predominantly a 3v2, attacking down the centre and then crosses from the wide areas. So you'll see me breaking down the moves from the players in possession, giving advice and tips on players off the ball and their movement. So without any extra delay, let's get straight into the session. Right, as we go into the post-production area, I'm going to give you the initial setup on tactical pad with the graphics, etc. And then we'll go into some of the recorded session. In this one, I'm not going to give you too much analysis of what the players should and shouldn't do. I just want you to see the session, how it's set up, how it plays out, and a few coaching points and a few coaching tips along the way. As mentioned in many of my videos, if you've seen them, it's easy just to put a few cones down, it's easy just to chuck a load of footballs out, but actually coaching the session requires a football coach, a soccer coach. So when you go into your session with either this one or any other session, remember, a coach needs to coach. There's no point in just putting the balls and the cones down and saying get on with it to the players. They're there to learn, they're there to develop, and that's your job. Right, for those of you who have seen my videos before, you'll know I don't particularly like to set out dimensions on a pitch for everybody, in particular for certain sessions, because your ability level and your playing ability level and gender and age group will probably differ to what I've just done this session on. So therefore, in my opinion, each coach needs to set out their own designated pitch dimensions. So we have 4 defenders altogether who will go 2 at a time, and then we have, on my particular session, we've got 4 different teams, 2 in green, 2 in red. So it's 3 attackers on each team, like a wide right forward, a wide left forward, and a centre forward. Each 3 will go separately to create a 3v2 overload. The 2 defenders are looking to defend this situation. Once the 3 attackers have had their go and there's either a goal or the ball goes out for a corner, so to speak, or a goal kick, or the keeper saves it, or the defender wins it, that's the end of their go. Coach calls time, so the next 3 players come on as attackers, and it's really important here, and this is one of the reasons why I've given them different coloured bibs for each attacking team, because the 3 attackers that have had their go, had their phase of play, they need to get off the pitch on the right hand side or the left hand side of the pitch. It's no good coming back down the middle. Players will do it, they do it all the time, and if they've got the same colour bibs on, it can get a little bit confusing. So my defenders, no bibs at all. One set of attackers, 1 colour bibs. The next set of attackers, different colour bibs, and so on and so forth. It just saves with confusion throughout the session. So the defenders that aren't playing in the particular phase, I've marked that out in red cones either side, so you can do either side or you can do both. So you can have 3 sets of defenders going in pairs if that's what you prefer. The way I played this one was 1 pair of defenders, they would defend against all 4 attacking teams before the switch over comes, and that's the defenders who were taking their go, that's their time to have their rest. And then later on, when the other 2 defenders have had their go, that's their time to rest, because it can get quite intense for these defenders. The yellow cones on the either side of the pitch are also marked out. That's for the progression of the session. Later on down the line, once the attackers have had their go, you can then get the defenders that aren't playing in that phase of play to become crossers of a ball. So therefore the attackers will have 2 chances at goal and 2 chances of overloads. 1 with the ball at their feet, attacking on the floor, and 2 with a cross coming in from a wide area. So they have to be switched on in terms of the defensive unit in that transition period from defending the ball at the feet to the fact that the cross is coming over, and likewise with the attackers as well. As soon as that phase of play where they've had their shot, resulted in a goal or no goal, they've then got to switch on and get themselves in and around that 6-yard box for the cross coming in for a second chance at goal. Right then, as we move into the recorded session, and the Reds are just coming off the pitch, just to let you know, Reece and I did do this as an in-possession session. This is Reece. But we did have to go in and influence the defenders a few times, because as you'll see in some of the footage, they just weren't defending as we'd like them to in a 2v3. One thing we noticed right from the start of this session is the attacking teams, the attacking players, they were running in linear runs all the time. There was no crossing over, no switching of play, no switching of positions. and it was becoming very, very predictable for the defenders to sort this. As you can see here on the first one, all three of them, it's not really that difficult to mark if you do it properly, especially if the quality on the ball isn't there. Here's an indication of one of the transitions from two defenders to the two others, and the position they take up is okay. They are too far apart from each other. I would like the last defender a little bit closer. She was doing very well. She was marking the space when the other one was marking the player. And as the ball comes over, that's when you're looking for one defender to tuck in behind the others. Right, so on this one, although the attacking players have gone down that linear run again, they're so far apart, these wide players, that they've really made it difficult for the defenders. They don't know where to go, they're not sure who to mark, and as you can see, the player pulls over from the back post here. Ball's not great out of her feet, but manages to get a left foot shot in. So it's really important there to make that pitch as big as possible. Really stretch that in defenders. If you're attacking as a 3 and a 2 and you're staying really close together, you've got to have sharp, short passes into feet, so it's got to be really accurate. If you're pulling apart and making that pitch big, the defenders aren't going to know who to mark. So I'm just going to switch my attention to the two defenders here. Notice how slow they are getting out, how they're not as a unit, they're not as a pairing. One of them very, very deep in a box. Doesn't look like she can even be bothered to be defending. So I did have to go in and have a word with them both and give them a little reminder of the things they've learned this season and the principles of defending. But again, you know, because of that, the result of how far apart they are, the players try and play the ball between them again, open the body and got the shot away, purely because the defensive situation wasn't great. On this one, I've slowed it down a little bit. The defenders don't do a lot wrong, but the 1-2 is spot on. The movement from both players, the passing into feet, perfect. That's how it's done. Once again on this one, the defender's position is okay. They're both pretty quick, but the movement wide from the wide player, the defender forced the wide, but it was a good shot on goal again. Good movement. So the two defenders coming on from the transition this time to change over is better. The tackle's not ideal, but the movement again of the wide forward to go into the space and get the left foot shot away. Should have scored, but very well played. Right, I'll keep quiet now. I'll let the session go through and you can watch the progression with the crosses coming in from wide as well. Okay, as usual, I hope you enjoyed that session. Hope you got something out of it. Again, feel free to link to my channel, as I have loads of new sessions being recorded constantly. Hit the bell, turn on notifications so you don't miss any further uploads. And remember, find my channel in the links below. So for now, thanks for watching. Smash a like on the video, share and subscribe. See you soon.